today's video, I want to cover how to exactly build an e-commerce empire. I've consulted when I've owned equity in a portfolio of e-com brands. You begin to see patterns, brand to brand to brand, founder to founder to founder. The reason why I've built out scalevelocity.io is because I see too many times a lot of brands get burned by ad agencies. The relationship dynamic is skewed to favor the ad agency, and the ad agency is simply just focused on attribution settings. And if they're running ads on Facebook, they're trying to make that Facebook platform look good rather than measuring the whole entire lift of performance for a brand. In my position, I come into companies, I look at the P&L, I break down the unit economics, and ultimately, I'm not just optimizing for one single channel attribution. My goal is I need to grow profit margin. The brands that crush it, the case studies we're able to produce, comes from a lot of the heavy lifting prior to us getting onboarded into the company. Every brand has their own unique strategy, especially product. But if I were to break it down into 4 steps or 4 variables that separates a brand doing 10 million a year from a brand doing sub 1 million a year in revenue, it's ultimately having product market fit, profitable unit economics, and this is typically profitable front end CPA and a really good consistent LTV, right? In a 12-month period, people are buying back from the business 2 to 3 times a year. The third phase would be the commitment to integrate in-house and the commitment from the founder to learn what most e-com brand founders don't want to do or don't want to learn, which is the paid media strategy, understanding how each channel has an effect towards other channels and how that affects the whole entirety of said business. The fourth variable that separates 10 million a year brands from sub 1 million a year brands is the ability to build a community. Now, when it comes to community building, doesn't have to be super complex, but this is simply put, you're having a Facebook group or you have some sort of trajectory where a brand new customer who's entered your ecosystem can go to now see further social proof. But it all starts with product market fit. I've seen brands where they're selling basic products, but they have a strong community tied to it, which is why they're able to scale so fast. I've seen other brands where they just have one single SKU, but that product is such a winner and it's more on a subscription basis model as well. They're able to just push that one single product and do crazy numbers. Every brand is different, but you need to have some sort of market fit. People come to paid ads and believe that paid ads can make or scale their business. In reality, ads only amplifies your business. So if you're doing less than 10K a month organically, then I would figure out ways to grow that organic traffic. I would find ways to at least try to get to 10 to 15K a month in revenue. And ideally, this is pretty simple. You can take content, post it on TikTok. You can set up a TikTok shop. You can even funnel in traffic from these other platforms that are coming out. Even then, like maybe just posting the same exact reels that you have on TikTok, posting on IG, posting that on YouTube Shorts, so on and so forth, right? There's so many lucrative ways to gather organic traffic to generate sales. When you have a no-brainer product, this is what typically goes viral on TikTok. This is what goes viral across all these platforms, right? It's really important that you have product market fit. You have a product that can generate demand organically, because the moment that you can't generate demand organically, there goes your whole sales process. You're not generating consistent revenue. Tying back into profitable unit economics when it comes to the paid ads front, let's say you do have market fit, you're generating organic sales. When it comes to profitable unit economics, I see too many brands just push one single SKU on the front end from paid ads, and that simply put is they're barely breaking even, or they're collecting brand new customers at a net loss, and they're baking on LTV to generate that profit. The downside is you're capped to the daily budget you can scale with on paid media because you're not profitable, right? So there's a delay in just looking at your finances and saying, okay, maybe we've lost $10,000 on ad spend because we're acquiring customers at a net loss, right? And you have no idea when that touch point of that LTV is. LTV is very difficult to predict, especially if you haven't been in business longer than 2 years, right? Essentially, you're just relying on your customers to hopefully turn your business into a profitable company, which I think that model is flawed. A lot of brands followed that model from 2019 to 2021, and that was during the era where there's economic stimulus checks flooded the markets. A lot of businesses or a lot of people were forced to shop online or do majority of their sales in online stores, simply put, because of government lockdowns. Nonetheless, discussed, we're in a cycle of economic downturn where cash is king in this environment. Brands that have enough cash on hand are able to out compete with other competitors, because in e-commerce, it is about money, and the more profit you have, well, the more you can reinvest in your business and take your competitors' ad spend away from them that are struggling. So this is the importance of overall first order profit. The more you can raise your average order value, could be bundling your best hero products, could be coming up with no-brainer offers. These variables is what moves the needle to overall raise your AOV. And as a byproduct, the more you're looking to integrate in-house, the more you take creative production in-house, you have more control of optimization to see, okay, what winners can take my business to the next level. The downside with outsourcing to any agency is you're solely reliant on them for your growth. They control how far you grow. And typically, if they're not managing all channels, well then, I mean, if you have different agencies pushing different strategies across different channels, you're not going to scale your business properly. So with that being said, having the bandwidth to understand and want to learn how to run ads and the bandwidth to build the creative production in-house, when you have that structure as an e-commerce founder, that is literally your moat. You have experts inside your business that are all congruent, focusing on your brand alone. And as a byproduct, right, you're going to get more consistent results, and you're going to have more of a control of what's happening in your business day to day. And ultimately, as the business grows and the employee size, or more so the skill set of said employees, grows, well then, I mean, like I said before, that is your moat. Where most founders are outsourcing for agencies for growth, you're skipping that curve, and you're not risking the chance of getting scammed or losing a ton of money on just even agency retainers. With that being said, I compared this e-commerce industry to look at SaaS tech companies. What are tech companies rarely doing, right? They rarely outsource their sales. They rarely outsource their marketing team. Everything is built in-house. That is the same structure I believe every e-commerce brand should take if they want to build an e-commerce empire. Sure, you could hire an agency from the very beginning to put you in a stage where, okay, the foundation is laid in place, but the role as a founder should always be, can you integrate that skill set in-house? Can you learn from these agencies, see what they've done, and then from there ultimately take what that expertise was and revamp on it or build on it. The last phase is community. A lot of people just neglect having a community. Communities have been one of the pulses that can literally lower your CPMs and drop your CPA in half. Simply put, because when Facebook sees you're already driving a ton of traffic organically, right, and you push that ad to individual or to that large customer demographic base, or you just have so many more data points to now ultimately attract top of funnel new customers. The way Facebook works as far as CPM, I mean, it all comes down to social proof and how well that creative fits to the end user experience. The ways to lower your CPMs are simply go fully broad. And I've seen social proof where if you have an Instagram account of 1 million followers, right, your CPMs are going to be relatively low. If you have sub 100K followers, right, then you're pretty much fighting for traditional cost of attention compared to other brands, right? You're competing with a lot of other people. So it's very important that you focus on the organic side, that you focus on the community once your foundations from the paid media front have been laid out. I see too many founders neglect building a community, and a community it's more of a long-term play. But if you plan on being in business for 5 to 10 years, you might as well make that commitment, because it's going to lower your CPA and it's going to lower your CPMs. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. And if you're interested in understanding our protocol, you want to work directly with me to help you build in-house for an exit, check out scalevelocity.io. Feel free to book in a call, and you can check out our case studies or testimonials, so on and so forth. See you guys in the next video.